Welcome to the Dan Sports Tips MLB preview show for today, the 28th of July. Thank God for the Cubbies basically smashing my White Sox yesterday, because that saved the day, the Twitter play there, because the other two that we put up were no good whatsoever. Quite a lot of plays considering it's a shortened slate with only, I think, 9 games today. The Chicago White Sox are heading into Wrigley to finish up. I think it's the last game of the series between the two sides in the Crosstown Cup. Chris Sale will pitch for the White Sox, returning after hacking up the throwback jerseys and getting suspended for 5 days by the team at the weekend. Sale, I think, may have a point to prove today. He's been pitching really well all year. Was the first pitcher in the American League to make it. I think it might even have been in all of baseball to make it to 14 wins on the season. He'll be, as I say, will be opposed by John Lackey. Lackey has been struggling for the Cubs in recent games. I think he's lost 4 straight starts now. Certainly, I think Sale negates some of the power in that Chicago Cubs lineup. The White Sox, bar yesterday when they only scored the 1 run, have been scoring runs a little bit better lately. It's a nice park for the hitters. I'm going to take the White Sox because I can't believe that you can get odds against on Chris Sale on the money line, and I just have to snap that up and play it. The Milwaukee Brewers, at the start of the season, Zach Davies was terrible for Milwaukee, but he's been really good lately. He's gone 7-1 with a 2.84 ERA over his last 14 starts. Robbie Ray will oppose for Arizona today. The Brewers can hit lefty pitching, led by Ryan Braun, Jonathan LaCroix and Jonathan Villar. Ray was okay the last time he was on the hill, but he did give up a pair of 3-run innings as the Snakes were beaten. He has gone 2-4 with a 4.46 ERA in his last 7 starts, has won only twice on the road in 10 starts all season. While both teams can hit, Davies' performances make this price look a spot of value on Milwaukee on the run line today, and I'm going to play. The Miami Marlins are sending Jose Fernandez to the hill in Miami. Thank you very much. Fernandez is 26-1 in this ballpark. There's a lot on the line for these teams in terms of playoff aspirations, certainly for a series in July. But Michael Wacha, who did look like maybe he turned the corner for St. Louis, did not look as good last time on the hill, and historical inconsistency is enough to worry me and be fairly confident that Fernandez does not taste defeat at home for just a second time in his career. The Miami offense sprung to life last night after a rough stretch where they were struggling to plate runs. We may well see D. Gordon return from his suspension tonight as well, after he led the National League in average and steals last year. That's only going to help their run production with consistent danger at the top of the lineup, and I'm happy to play Miami on the run line to beat the St. Louis Cardinals today and extend their lead with the second wildcard spot. The Texas Rangers will send Cole Hamels to the hill against the reigning champs, the Kansas City Royals. Hamels has been a model of consistency in another outstanding season for the ace of this Rangers staff. He's gone 11-2 with a 2.87 ERA this year. He's been 5-1 with a 2.34 over his last 7 starts, which includes a win against these Royals in his last start, where he didn't allow a run over 5 2/3 innings. He will be opposed by Yordano Ventura again, as he was that day in this matchup. The Royals have lost each and every one of Ventura's last 5 starts. His record in that time span is 0-4. He allowed 3 runs in 5 innings against Texas in defeat against Hamels, and is 6-8 with a 4.99 ERA this season. The Texas bats feel more reliable to me as well, certainly from a power perspective, and Ventura is currently having his worst season in terms of home runs, in home runs allowed, sorry. So there's a lot of points that the Rangers win in. The only one where they don't is relief pitching. So again, it will be hoping for 7 or 8 innings from Hamels and then clinging on and the white knuckle ride through the Texas relief pitching, though obviously they've looked to improve that with the trade they made yesterday. I'm still happy to play Texas on the run line in their home ballpark in this game. And the other game I'm looking at is the Boston Red Sox and the Los Angeles Angels. The total run line at 8.5 looks low to me. I know it's a pitcher's ballpark, and I know the Angels lineup is a long way from consistent when it comes to run production. That's the negatives out of the way. There are light winds forecast to be blowing out to dead centre and warm weather that will aid the ball in flying out of this ballpark today. Jared Weaver has lost velocity in recent years. He is home run prone, and he is the Angels starter today, and he now sees the lineup that leads baseball in terms of runs scored this year in the Boston Red Sox coming to town. On the flip side, we have the big money acquisition and arguably one of the biggest disappointments of this season on the hill for Boston in David Price. The lefty is flat to deceive really All of the peripherals are there, such as velocity and strikeouts, but he is still allowing runs. And this Angels unit do put bat on ball. They make contact. They strike out the least in all of baseball. And with Pujols and Trout, and against a lefty as well, Yunel Escobar, they can possibly cause Price some problems here today. And I can't see any reason why this game won't get to 9 runs. I think 8.5 is too low, so we will play over 8.5 runs in the Boston Red Sox Los Angeles Angels game as well. Those are the plays I've got for you today. I don't anticipate there being any more than those 5, but obviously keep an eye on the Twitter account just in case I find something later on. Best of luck if you're having a play today. Play ball.